Hello, and welcome once again. This is Brucey Corbin's Eclectic Collective, Four Walls, 7 by 9 foot walk in junk closet studio workshop. I appreciate you stopping by. I'm very under the weather right now, I guess I would say, but I know it's been a length of time since I've posted anything. I'm trying to work on some projects behind the scenes, and I really want to continue my channel here. Um, I know I should be at work right now, but um, with pneumonia, bronchitis, and flu compounding the situation, I know that that's just not possible. I love my job. I really enjoy the type of environment that I work in. There are a lot of good things about it. I enjoy the people that I'm around all the time. And but this really is my passion, and it has been for a long time. Basically, my life that I've always wanted to um, be creative and work on audio and video projects and create songs, original music. Um, I'm finding ways to use whatever minimal resources I have that I'm able to um, multi-track, and I have a beat up old guitar and bass. I know I've said these things before. I have a beat up old guitar, bass, keyboards, and a MIDI drum set. And um, I just keep writing and keep hoping and praying that um, something will come through. But as we're all in this thing together, that we know that there are no guarantees. There never are any guarantees in this life, and much of that thought and expression has found its way into the songs that I write, that I want to share with other people. And you know, do any of you, or how many of you, um, actually have ever have a uh, such overwhelmingly um, generous and faithful and um, just wonderful family friend that maybe you grew up with, that you knew? Even when I was a kid growing up, we had such a close family friend in, in my hometown that um, she was just an amazing lady. And um, I can just say that I was very privileged to um, be somebody that she inspired. And um, and really, I mean, she's just so inspiring, and she's long past by now. It's been many years, um, I'm not sure how many, but at least over 20. And one time I made a trip to Texas. I had my video camera, and we went to her um, place where she was living. She was in a duplex in on one side of Tyler, Texas, and I um, we just had our baby daughter. She was just beginning to walk, and there's so much video of that. And I work on. I want to work on presenting the conversations that we had. It's not any kind of interview, but she was so interested in young people at that time that she really, I was telling her about my ideas about audio and video recording, and this is really old school, not old school like back to um, the silent movie era days or anything like that. And I've never had any ambition early on that anything professional would come out of this. That that you know monetary gain or riches or sudden wealth was ever in my mind. It's always been in my mind that I just wanted to create and share is really just the whole um, idea that I have for things that projects that I work on, and also to share the gospel in a way through my music. And I just wanted to see if you could see these couple of pictures that I have. Um, to our family, um, she was always known as Mother Terrell, and her name was Edna Terrell, and we always we called her Mama Terrell. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't mean Mother Terrell, but Mama Terrell was our family friend, and she was so open and generous to all kinds of people. Um, she was married for a good length of time, and she was a school teacher. And when her husband passed away, um, whatever she had, she was always giving. And the house that she lived in was always a place where people who had any kind of need in their life that they could come and see her and get a meal and have a place to stay for a length of time. And she had boarders in the house from time to time. And I don't know how well you can see this, but I'll hold it up right now. And I'm trying to see. I'm really getting confused between, I'm looking at two different monitors. I'm looking at my StreamYard and I'm looking at YouTube. And both of them, to me, seem like they're glitching very badly. But I'll bring this a little bit closer. I know my uh, green screen is um, messing up I'm trying to use the green screen background, which is I thought it was a cool effect, but this is not working very well. Okay, let me take out the. Let me try to drop the background. Well, I can't get in here. Okay, let me see. Yeah, why am I all so messed up now? Okay. Ah, okay. Here we go. Ah, oh, there she is. No, this is weird. I'm so confused. I'm still very, very novice at trying to work these effects. But this is her. I know you can see her, but her heart really was truly, authentically genuine toward her Lord and Savior, and I'm sure she's in heaven right now. And this is another picture of my mom. Let me see if it'll come up here. The delay, the delay in the buffering is so. Can't bring it back enough. Can't move it up enough. Anyway, anyway, I'm sorry. I wish I would have. I mean, I think the background is um, neat, and I want to understand how it works better. But I might just let me take it out. Okay, okay, there we go. Now, okay, this is my actual background. This is the true wall behind me. And that's what I work with right now. Now, so we won't get confused. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is better, much better. Okay, this is Mama Terrell and my mom. Many, many years ago. Um, God rest my mom also. She lived to be ripe old age of 82. And I'm not sure how exactly what age Mama Terrell was. I think she was close to 90. I know at least she was in her 80s, close to 90 years old, I think. But she was also, besides, I mean, she was very, 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 very well versed, well knowledgeable about many things. She loved the Lord. She was very studious in her Bible. She was very hands on practical with with Christ's principles in the Gospels, and she really understood. She understood so much that um, I still struggle with. But although I want to believe that I believe, because all of my life growing up, I just look around at this wonderful, wonderful place that we live in this universe that we're part of. And it, to my mind, to my heart, to the fiber of my being, there is just there's no way. I mean, there is no way in my reasoning that I can see everything that exists and not believe that it had a design. It has a design, and it has to be. I mean, why would there be any reason or any purpose for anything to exist? And I believe that's true of everything and everybody, every one of us. And I know we look around, we see so many terrible things happening, and even uh, closer to home and closer to us, and closer to wherever we are, we might be almost feeling pressure or feeling um, things that. Oh, did I have that? Did I have that turned off the whole time? Man, I'm sorry. Did anybody hear anything that I was saying? Okay, but anyway, okay, I'm gonna start over. Actually, I just wanted to introduce my audience to a very, 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 very dear friend, a dear family friend. I know probably many of your families all have. I hope that you have had somebody like this in your life. And today I'm highlighting um, a dear family friend that I grew up with. And she was already an old woman when I knew her in my 20s. And I was just moving into adulthood and and leaving my home of my birth and branching out. And her name is Mama Terrell. And her name is actually Edna Terrell, but to us, to our family, she was always known as Mama Terrell. And I just showed this picture. I was trying to show it when I had my green screen image up, but I'll let you see it right now. That if you can see that, this is not the last house that she lived in. The last house she lived in was a duplex, but this was, I don't know if this was a house that she had when she and her husband were still married and her husband was alive. I believe it is. And this is I know you've already seen these, but I know my sound was not up. And this is a better view, you can see this is my mom. My mom passed away in April of 2014. She almost made it to 82, my mom. And I know that Mama Terrell, I believe that she was close to her 90s. I know she was at least in mid to late 80s, but she was close to 90 when she passed away decades ago. But as I was saying at the beginning, maybe you didn't hear, but this is the kind of lady, generous, caring lady that I hope that most of us have in our lives or have had in our lives as we were growing up. And people who just inspire us. And she's very well educated. She was a school teacher for many, I don't know how many years, maybe long before I was even born. And there's a little booklet that I wanted to share with everybody in my audience. And I guess it's referred to as folk literature. I don't know how many copies of this was actually written, but I will always hold this so very, very dear to my heart, and I'm want to try to keep it preserved because it's becoming fairly delicate. It's a delicate little booklet, and it's self-published. It's a book called The Grapevine Swing by Edna Moore Howell. That was her maiden name, Edna Moore Howell. But as we knew her, she was Edna Terrell or Mama Terrell. And this is Nacogdoches, Texas. And it says copyright Baker Printing Company in Nacogdoches. It's a collection of her original poems, and it's not a very thick book, but I think this is probably just going to be the about the length of my stream here. I just wanted to share how we all just love poetry. You love poetry and songs, whatever the emotion is, angry, sad, happy, glad, exuberant, full range of emotions. And she was such a prayerful person, and she was always looking toward inspiration in nature and creation and the Lord of her heart. And I don't know how many of these copies there may have been a few this may it is possible this may be one of 2 or 3 copies, and I just want to say that how much this really touches my heart. For she felt so compelled, and she was so close to our family at that time that I'll show you now. This is the front cover. This is a self-published folk literature poetry book, original poems by Edna Moore Howell. We have come to know as Mama Terrell. And the most precious thing I think is so inspirational to me is because even though, you know, when you're so young and you don't know anything, you don't have any life experience. How old was I in 1980? That was even long before I came to Las Vegas, and I've been here quite a while now. I just turned 60 this past October of 2022. And I just want to show you this inscription because this is her handwriting. She wrote this directly to me. It says, Edna M. Terrell gives this to a dear boy, Bruce, Christmas 1980. So I don't know how old I saw her. The last time we saw her was when we visited her on one trip many years ago when my wife and I first got married, and we had our first child. Our daughter was just beginning to walk. She was about a year old or a little bit older, and I have my video camera, and I'm going to produce that. I would like people to see what a wonderful, caring lady that she really was. And her home was always open for people who needed conversation or a meal or both. Turn the next page before I show it to you. I'll read it. The sentiment that led to the writing of the verses of which this little volume is composed found fertile soil in my heart in the earliest years of my childhood. Among the birds, the flowers, the streams, the trees, the seasons in their varying moods. And this sentiment is crystallized in the feeble effort to place it in verse. These are her words. That when this book was published, believe it or not, was 2 years before my mom was born. This is April of 1931. Let me continue. I make no attempt to soar among the clouds, even if I were able, but my flight has been near the earth, the mother of us all, and I have thus sought to commune with the simple and sweeter things of this life, that I might learn their story, be of them, hear their heartbeats, their joys and their sorrows, that their humble little might, that their humble life might become a part of my life. For from these humbler things, as the years have passed, I have garnered rich stores of priceless inspiration. I mean, just that short verse. I mean, doesn't that, in the final analysis of everything and all the chaos and everything that's going on right now, and just things and family pressure and that is just so inspiring to me. And it's just, I'm sorry I have to take it slow right now. I know I'll be okay, but I know it's taken time. Just this past week, I'm at the moment I'm struggling with pneumonia, bronchitis, and flu. Okay, let me go on. To all the good and dear friends who have so generously aided me in having this little volume published, my heart overflows in pure gratitude. And if they knew how happy it has made me, they should feel repaid 1,000-fold. May I, in closing this opening word, invoke the divine blessing upon one and all, and may their future years be happy and gracious beyond measure. Edna Moore Howell, Nacogdoches, Texas, April 1931. Copyright 1931 by Edna Moore Howell. See that? Can you see that? So amazing, and I mean, and just think how, I mean, look at the technology that we have now. Click, drop, click, drop. I mean, I look at the way that even the program that I have for editing my videos and working on my projects, and even the tools that I have are insufficient compared to many other people's tools. But I mean, just look at, it's just such a simple thing, but it's such a labor of love that people just don't appreciate anymore. It's, we've got to get back to there are so many things that we learn from the past, that insights that we gain in knowledge, useful things that are useful, not wasteful, and how frugal, and yet the product, the final product is so, and I know I showed you this. This was late in her life. In 1931, I don't know how old she was here, but this is in the front of her book. It's so beautiful. It's amazing. I mean, can you even imagine thinking how we think that we're supposed to be today, how our character is supposed to be, and how we're just descending into bizarre chaos that doesn't make any sense, and 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 people who are in real physical struggles of survival, real times, not that groups are being pitted against each other, but just the physical nature of the earth, and the physical nature of having things in nature that don't make there no air conditioning. There's no, the conveniences that so many of the conveniences that we just take so much for granted today, that we just don't understand how to have a grateful heart anymore for anything. It's very saddening. It's very disheartening to me. My generation's not perfect. Nobody's generation is perfect. Young generation, old generation, but I always hold in my mind. I always hold in my heart. I hold deep in my heart that there is so much more greater riches of spirit that we draw on previous generations than just trashing it all and starting at ground at zero again. It makes no sense. Why are we so hell bent on this road that we're on to destroy all the good that exists, to put what in its place? I can't grasp. I'm grappling. I can't grasp where we're at right now. And it seems like just not even a few years ago, we had some semblance of sanity. And sanity is gone. I'm going to take just a break for a minute. I'm going to play a short film, and I'll be right back. All right, I made it back. Wow. I thought I was running a little bit short there. Mm. But anyway, um, I didn't have any concrete plans for any major issues or anything I wanted to um, get into on this live stream. But I just wanted to see if anybody would actually happen to join in today. And I don't know exactly how long I'll stay here, but I will continue here momentarily. I want to read. And I really believe that she would like her words to be known, that she was always sharing with everyone around her. And I know it's many decades later, and now we have this wonderful social media, I guess, and as my basic description says in my bio for this channel, that is eclectic collective, which means just any different impulses of thought or whatever things that I want to continue. At the moment, I have 17 subscribers. If any of you 17 subscribers are actually out there and you have clicked the bell for notification that this was coming up, and it is a random live stream, and that's the way I've designed it. And the title is Live in 45, which means that when you first, if you see the notice come up, and first it says Live in 45, that means in the next 45 minutes I will be live. I don't want to delay it too long. I was looking for words that rhyme, and I thought maybe live in 5, which means 5 hours. 5 minutes would be too short, but I said, make it 45. Okay, that's sufficient. I try to get some things together before the timer runs out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. I'll go back. I'm sure I'll know. I'll go back and I'll do a little trimming. The basic bulk of the content of whatever it turns out to be today will remain in the live stream, but there might be some rough edges that I know I'll trim out, and I'll try to polish up, and I'll download it, edit it, put it back up again before too many people see it the next time. But if you were out there, okay, can I get this number to 20 or 25? I am very grateful for the 17 that are here. I mean, the 17 that are subscribed. I'm very, very grateful. And I do have thousands of views for the 34 current video content projects that are up on my channel at the moment. And I do appreciate it. Original songs, original short films, compilation edit projects, and so on and so forth. And but I want the channel to become more. I want it to become more of what is the audience looking for. Of course, I'm going to. I can only think what's in my head. I can only come up with ideas that are in my head if I have no feedback. And I think the look, the style, and the texture, I'm happy with my animated titles and short films and original music videos, and I'm happy. But I'm not getting much comment, and if there's anything in the show that you think should be built upon, or something that should be lessened to a degree that it doesn't overwhelm the other important content, that's what I'm looking for. I need some interaction, and I'm putting the word out. Let me just type a short thing. If there is any small fan base, what would you like to be referred as? I came up with junk closet friends, but I don't know. Give me feedback on that. And whatever content you're enjoying, original music videos, short films. I have a number of nostalgia from early 1990s Las Vegas Strip, the festival fountains at Caesar's Palace, the Hacienda implosion on New Year's Eve in 1994. I have quite a number of views on that one, at least over 400. And, people seem to be. There was one time when I just first uploaded that, I had other videos that were on my channel for a length of time, and they were slowly, gaining some views. But, and I didn't even really actually produce that one. It was, I got it from Analog Television Broadcast back in the day before everything was digitized, before there was a digital signal and a big house antenna. And it was a broadcast from Channel 13 News, but I took it into my video editing and tried to enhance and upgrade the image a little bit. And so just within a few days, I had several hundred views on it, and even the festival fountains have over 100 views. And would you like to see more Las Vegas content? Would you like to see more original music videos? Let me know in the comments. Whatever you're watching, please. I mean, I know liking and sharing is a good thing, and that really that kicks up the views. But I really enjoy any comment. Don't try not to make it too long. My descriptions of things are really too long. I know, because I get so wrapped up in just trying to describe more of what the concept, what my idea was, what my inspiration was in creating each project. And I'm trying to get feedback. Okay, but anyway, let me go to this next page here. This is the first poem, and sometimes some of these poems, she writes the reason for her inspiration. Keep in mind, this is 1931. that this was published. The name of the poem is "Oh, I Miss You So." Let me bring this a little closer. Oh, I miss you so. Dedicated to my father, W.J. Goe, who from childhood was my counselor and friend, and whose death, November 25th, 1927, broke my poor heart. I mean, just such a, you could tell. I mean, I read this many years ago. I don't remember the poem, but I can just tell, you know, how, I mean, can you feel the sense of something that is so moving that 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 you have to write it down? And she gives such a delicate little opening to her thoughts of her dad. It says, who from childhood was my counselor and friend, and whose death broke my poor heart. Okay, that's not even the poem. That's already gripping me. Dear Father, dead these few years. Now let me start that again. I heard a motorcycle run by. Okay. Dear Father, dead these few years, and oh, I miss you so. My heart still breaks, my eyes in tears, wherever I turn to go. Oh, Daddy dear, you've left me sad. How cruel fate has been to snatch you from our little trail of life that we trudged in. The trail, it seems, is dimmer now. Sometimes I lose my way, stay lost and hungry in the dusk, but your spirit lights my way. Where is a love so deep as ours? Where is a heart so sad? Where is the joy that can surpass my love for you, dear Dad? Edna Moore Howell, Nacogdoches, April 1931. She must have she wrote that just before the book was published. And I know I actually have one. My microphone is flipping over. Hold on. I have one poem actually that I produced into a lyric video, expressing my thoughts of my dad after his passing. And if you look that up, it's called Eons, EONS, and in parentheses, after the fact. I just, one of my worst character traits, I would have to say, is procrastination. And I know how many of us really suffer from procrastination, that we don't get done today what should have been done the day before yesterday. And it's a perpetual cycle, and then so much time passes by. So and we try, we're spinning our wheels, and we try to catch up, but as time goes by, it gets harder and harder. Okay, the next one, maybe that one, "Oh, I Miss You So," was kind of the opening poem for the book. But the next poem is actually the title of the book. The Grapevine Swing. The other day I chanced to pass the old-time New Ground field. I paused to think about the past, to find what it revealed. Now, bring this down a bit. Okay. Oh, that sounds better. Okay. Let me start over again. See, I just wanted to show you. This is the actual poem of the title of the book, The Grapevine Swing. The other day I chanced to pass the old-time New Ground field. I paused to think about the past, to find what it revealed. I hardly knew my grapevine swing. It was lying on the ground, all broken up and rotten too. The loop could not be found. The dear old oak that once held up the grapevine swing and me had come to be an ugly snag, my own dear faithful tree. I stood there with my newborn tears and lived again my childhood days, all sweet and sad together mixed, for such is memory's ways. When Dad cleared up his new ground field, it was many years ago, he left a grapevine swing for me. It hung so nice and low. I'd climb into the loop Dad made and sail across the creek and back again. Oh my, the fun to hear my grapevine squeak. Let me read that again. It sounds like she was so really very close to her dad. He had to be a lot of the inspiration for her. And let me go back to my voice is cracking a little bit. I'll read the last verse. I climb into the loop Dad made and sail across the creek. And this must have been a giant. I mean, what kind of grapevine was that? That you could sail across the creek and back again. Oh my, the fun to hear my grapevine squeak. Like it would make a squeaking noise when it's on the limb, I guess. It must have been a big tree. Sometimes I tried to see how far my grapevine swing could go. It was the longest vine around. That's why Dad left it so. Yeah, that answered the question. Those happy hours that I spent while Dad was plowing near around my grapevine swing of old lives on with memories dear. You know, she grew up on the farm around animals and nature. And, yeah, very. The next poem is called On the Farm. April days are almost gone. May will soon be coming on with her cotton chopping time and the mayhaws ripening fine. From our gardens now we eat cabbage, onions, taters, beets, chickens big enough to fry, cream on old-time dewberry pie. Soon it will be canning time. Then we get our cans in line. Fill them well with garden stuff so winter days will have enough. To cut the grocery bill in half, you bet it surely smooths the path. You'll be surprised at your grocery bill if very many cans you fill. I'll tell the world I love the farm, big farm mules and pretty barns, little pigs and good milk cows, frisky colts and big brood sows. The next poem is To a Rose. Dear little rose, you're wilting. I hate to see you die. I've done my best to keep you, and I see you going away with a sigh. You were given to me by a stranger, so I don't know where you grew, but I know that I love you dearly. Such fragrance I never knew. Your pink little petals are fading. You're growing dejected and sad. But, dear little rose, I'll remember the flower that made me so glad. The stranger who gave you to me says, "Here's to a poet, my rose." And so he left you with me after reading some of my prose. Wow. I mean, just in this poem, I mean, 4 short verses, 4 short paragraphs. I mean, somebody else in her life was so moved by her poetry, and they gave her a rose, and she remembered, and she wrote the experience of receiving that rose into that poem. I truly believe that most of these are semi autobiographical. They have to be very, very close to what she was really what was really around her. And this next one, I mean, everything. This next poem is Orton Hill. The next poem is Chinquapin trees. So, I mean, she's talking about specific places. Orton Hill. That's Orton. I mean, Orton. Sorry. Orton Hill. and this is her worldview of this hill in her town. You're the prettiest hill around the town, and that is saying a lot, because old Dulcis has many of them, but you are my treasured spot. So, I mean, even the small town of Nacogdoches, Texas, where she was growing up, this is Nacogdoches, Texas, that she had a favorite hill. Okay, the next verse. You're way up where the breezes fan, a good, cool breath for all. And when it rains, you hold no mud. For this virtue alone I'd fall. You're the swellest hill in all the town when it comes to nature's art. You've the prettiest flowers I ever saw. God surely gave you your part. Of wondrous beauty, so dear to eye, your whispering pines not few. Your sturdy oaks inspire me so. I must hand a rich bouquet to you. Wow. She loved the hill so much, she wanted to give a bouquet of flowers to the hill. I'm not sure how this is pronounced. I think it's Chinquapin trees. I don't know if you can see it says CHINQUAPIN. Yeah, let me see if you can see that. Oh, down here. Is that chinquapin trees? Okay, we'll go chinquapin. Chinquapin trees. Most any little boy you see in Texas autumn time will have his pockets weighted down with nuts so sweet and fine. I love to take off for a day and hunt brown chinquapins, especially when the ground is dry and after cold, hard winds, for you will find them drifted high on brown leaves at your feet. It's easy to fill a bucket or so, under most any tree you greet. Besides, I love their bloom in spring, all thick with honeybees. A sweet perfume is carried by the faintest little breeze. Okay, and that one was short, but I mean, is a tree that produces nuts? She talks about. She starts off talking about well, boys picking up nuts from the tree and having the pockets weighted down. So I guess chinquapins is a tree that produces nuts. Okay. Send love. Send love. Not when I am dead, not when I die, cold in my casket, eyes turned to sky, not when I am sleeping under the sod, and over my grave the sweet flowers nod. Not when I am resting, sweetly from care, but while I am living and needing you here, send love. Oh, wow. Okay. This little volume is not so little. It's really deceptively large. I'm on page 10. Let me see, how many pages are there? Well, 46 pages. I'm only on page 10. I might not continue, but I can put a place marker, and if anyone will be interested in me reading more, but I will read a little bit more. The next poem is called To a Snake. Let me stretch a little bit. Okay. To a Snake. Poor old hated serpent, nobody's glad you live. I've often wondered why the Lord such punishment would give to any living creature, no friends to claim as true. I cannot think of anything that would make me feel as blue as trying patiently to live within the cruel world, with not a friend, a hand to lend when troubles round me whirled. I know that you are hated. You seem to know it too. You flee the slightest little noise. I surely feel for you. Today, when I was picking fresh dewberries from the vine, you kindly warned me, move along. Those berries were not mine. I did not tarry with you, but hurried on my way to the clean and open places where your kind seldom stay. Uh, Um, did anybody else get the sense that that's a metaphor? You know, wow. I'll be back. I'll be right back. Okay, moving right along. I know my voice. I'm working on a slight oxygen deficit. I mean, I am taking my medicine. I'm using a nebulizer, and that's what I'm dealing with right now. Um, yeah, I'll be okay, but these things just take time. I will live. I will survive. I'm pretty sure. You know, no man knows the number of his days, but we can only do what we can. That's all. Are we enjoying this? Is anybody enjoying this? 17 subscribers and people that are out there. Junk Closet Friends. Join in. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know. I mean, I see 2 clicks on the likes, but I don't know if that's just a reflection of what I'm doing by myself. Never goes beyond that. And I mean, it will be up. And but please, if you're watching this at all, I mean, you have to be if you're watching, it should show me that there's views going on, and I don't want this to fall by the wayside and become number 8 of the dead live streams. It'll be added to my playlist. Every time a live stream goes down in flames, it becomes a dead live stream. And that's it. It goes into the archives. Okay. The next song is The Last Day of School. The time has come for me to say farewell. My school is out. The last time to ring the bell. My heart grows heavy with a sorrow deep. I cannot leave my children lest I weep. She must have. How young was she when she began teaching? That I don't know. But it sounds like she's the teacher in this poem. For 7 months straight in a line I've been their true companion, the mother and their friend. I've laughed and wept and lived with them in every mood. I've been the mother hen and they my brood. The time has come for me to say farewell. I feel heartbreaking sorrow too deep for words to tell. I regret to leave my precious flock. I see them as the earthworm, me the rock. I hate to have them. I hate to leave them, see them scatter out, and break the shield to pieces, our friendship rout. I hate to think of sorrows waiting them. I want their lives to be a priceless gem. I trust the seed I've sown, so thick and good, will ever reproduce just like they should. I hope the words I've said will ever live on. I want them all to love me when I'm gone. That's what a teacher should be. What a different time. Okay, now she's talking to another friend, one of her friends in nature, to a red bird. Beautiful, cheerful, darling. I don't know what to say when trying to define you in all you sing and say. I'll bet you this, I love you. I think you're pretty too. I believe you wake us early, these hours of morning dew. I hear your voice a calling. I believe you woke me up. You seemed so gay and cheerful. I longed with you to sup. Yes, sup from nature's goblet and feel your freedom wild. Oh my, you've got me wishing that I were just your child. I guess I'm just a weakling to want to shirk life's load, but somehow I can't help it since life my troubles sowed. I'm longing for your freedom. You're such a happy bird. And say, you do remind me of the sweetest words I've heard. Just this, my little red bird, my lover vowed his love. One day, while you were singing high in a tree above, and every time I see you, I hear his words again, and always it's the same, dear, in sunshine and in rain. Okay. The next poem is That's Love. I'm on page 14. That's love. A heavy burdened heart that knows no ease. A sigh, a pond of tears, a soul that grieves. A million dreams that fade at your feet. That haunting face I am longing still to greet. That's love. A sigh that takes the place of smiles. The shortest road seems longer, miles and miles. The roses, once so sweet and full of cheer, now make me sigh and wonder, why am I here? That's love. That hungry, gnawing feeling at your heart that names whenever called will make you start. When your eyes grow dim to everything but love, when you get food for thought from songs of doves, that's love. Then water waves reflect your lover's face, when sighing of the pines will give you peace. With ears that are closed to everything but love, you watch the babbling brook, the cooing dove. That's love. Okay. Mm. I just have to take some pauses every once in a while, but I'm really enjoying this. Uh, My voice is crackling a little bit. If you're liking this at all, leave a like and comment in the section below. Sassafras tea. Today, when I was cutting sprouts in my new ground field, I hacked a sweet sassafras I know the tea should yield. I dug way down in the ground and pulled the sweet roots out. I laid them in my old straw hat and took the shortest route. Across the field and through the woods, I hurried to the house. The way I jumped about my task would frighten any mouse. At last, my sassafras tea was made. I sat there deep in thought. My childhood days came rushing back with memories the sassafras brought. Maybe this was had to be a personal friend. The name of the poem is, excuse me, the name of the poem is To Carrie Lois. Baby, sweet, I'm writing this little line to you. You are my precious dewdrop. I've never owned but two. The other left me withered. She flew away in space. I've never hardly felt the same towards the human race. So you can see I treasure the very thoughts of you. For I'm the withered flower and you're the morning dew. Oh, no, this is deeper. I didn't know that. And I don't know. I don't know if it would be a specific name that she would put on the poem itself. But it sounds like a child that was lost. Were you not here to cheer me and feed my hungry heart, I fear I'd soon be leaving. No one can play your part. Oh, precious little Carrie, God knows I love you true. I'll always try to make you smile, but never make you blue. I trust your soul will hunger for knowledge that's divine, and may you never keep the rut, but blaze your trails and find new treasures hid from prying eyes. Yes, treasures worth your time. If you will only heed my words, sweet peace is yours and mine. No, I'm not sure, but it's a good poem. It's beautiful, very, very beautiful. I will have to think about that one a little more. A wish from my soul. When the little flowers bloom on my grave close by my tomb, when the sunshine falls so warm above my cold, lifeless form, when the little flowers nod and whisper sweetly unto God, When the falling rain beats over my head and sings to me when I am dead. When the wind is passing by and drops a note, almost a sigh. When the cool grass shakes and shivers like the cold and icy Arctic rivers. When a few short years have passed, not a soul can point the last. Resting place of Edna Moore, not a mound above me soars. When all things are dead and gone that served to prove I hated wrong, my soul's own wish is when I am gone, may my words live on and on. Wow, I never read that. And I guess I skipped through a couple of poems many decades ago when I got the book, but I never read it that thoroughly. This is her wish from her soul. That's this is this is amazing. I just read that. It says, when all things are dead and gone that serve to prove I hated wrong, my soul's own wish is when I am gone, may my words live on and on. Mama Terrell, your words will live on and on. Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, the glorious time. Old and young feel gay. All are rushing fast about. It is a busy day. I love to steal away from the crowd and watch them stir like bees. I see the little boys and girls with bundles to their knees. I see them rushing down the street with smiles from ear to ear. It's great to see a childish smile that's never known a care. The most of joy I ever get out of Christmas time is seeing little children smile, all little folks and mine. Okay. I would like to continue. I mean, I'm almost to page 18. 18 and 19. I'll go on a little bit longer. What time did we begin? Oh, it's an hour and 45 minutes right now. I probably shouldn't go on too much longer. Spring branches. I'm in love with all spring branches. And if you're not, you've missed a lot. One reason why I love East Texas, her branches are thick as polka dots. If you should make a little drawing and dot the places for her springs, you'll be surprised to see the number, also the birds that round them sing. The violets growing near the waters, green moss a velvet carpet makes. Above, the fresh new leaves are weaving. Lovebirds are calling to their mates. The clear spring water murmurs softly to the little rocks as it goes by. The little dove, I believe, is mourning. At least her song has made me cry. I'm not ashamed to shed big teardrops when I am drawn so near to God. Sometimes it's just a singing birdie or tiny daisies that nod. I love the fruits of all spring branches. My soul gets food not found at ease. I love to hear the shy squirrel chatter. I love to sip with honeybees. The yellow jasmine breath is sweetest. The dogwood bloom is purest white. Little red sun perch are biting the first earthworm that comes in sight. All these sweet things I find in springtime along the banks of branches small. My heart gets light amid the beauties as I give my God true thanks for all. Well, take a break. Should I go on? Is there anybody out there? Is there anybody out there? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment. Shall I continue? I will still pick it up another day. So if you don't get it on this round, you'll still get it on the following round. Okay. My songbird. You know, I promised, dearie, to write about your song. And now I am reminded I must not delay so long. Perhaps I'd soon forget you were it not for your song. 'Cause when I stop to listen, you're singing on and on. Your sweet voice I now envy, also your freedom grand. It seems you have no worries in this land. If I could be as happy and sing as sweet a song as you, my precious birdie, I'd run with you along. The crickets call. Excuse me. The crickets call. My mind is far ahead today. Its hunting memories fine. Far away it takes its flight to things of autumn time. When corn is brown and hanging so near the waning grass, when cotton fields are whiter than any sheet you'll pass, when hickory nuts are falling and walnuts turning brown, when scaly barks have covered the dead leaves on the ground. When sugar cane is sweetest and pumpkins big and fat, all my cornfield covered with vines just like a mat. The trees have changed their dresses from green to red and brown. Oh my, the ripe persimmons almost hide the ground. Wild grapes hang in clusters along the little branch. I bet I'd eat my fill of them now if I had a chance. Autumn nights are glorious, too glorious for mere words. And oh, my soul has risen beyond flight of birds. When sitting in the moonlight, along with just my soul, I hear the cricket calling. I feel sweet peace untold. I love the dear old autumn. I love the cricket's call. And now my heart is longing for the beauties of fall. Okay, I'm going to put a place marker in that. Where is my? Oh, here it is. Where is it? I thought I had a bookmark. No, I'll put this one here. Okay, I'll leave it right here, and I'll pick up from there. Thank you for stopping in. But I don't see any activity. Nobody's here. I'm wrapping it up. This will be Dead Live Stream number 8.